G is one of the most recognizable logos in the world. Throughout history, the Gucci name has been synonymous with glamour and prestige, but also with nasty family feuds, jail sentences, and murder. Scandal aside, the brand still carries a blueprint for industry longevity. My name is Tara, a retail strategist, style enthusiast, and here are 3 business practices that contributed to the success of the Gucci brand. Number 1, provide products to a niche market. Gucci's equestrian roots. Gucci's most iconic symbols trace back to its origin story. When Guccio decided to open his leather goods shop in Florence, Italy, he targeted 2 specific customer groups: travelers and equestrians. The travel inspiration came from seeing the intricate designs of the baggage and trunks carried by the wealthy guests who stayed at the Savoy Hotel in London, where Guccio worked as a team. Being in the leather goods business, Guccio naturally had a few high-end clients that rode horses as a hobby. Going after the equestrian was brilliant because the more often they rode, the more often they would need newer and sturdier equipment, creating a built-in recurring customer. Even as the brand started to gain notoriety in the fashion world with its bags and shoes, many of those horse-riding aristocrats urged Guccio to continue making the riding gear. Symbols such as the striped stirrup, the horse bit, and the Gucci crest are all featured in bags, shoes, and accessories, and even used in some of the prints. These symbols have become clear identifiers of the brand even when the iconic Double G logo is not present. In the early 2010s, the brand also created a short-lived equestrian collection that has since been discontinued. Gucci, under creative director Frida Gianna, even wove the concept into a marketing strategy where they hosted the Gucci Masters, which is a horse jumping competition in Paris. They also sponsored athletes who compete in the show jumping, like Jessica Springsteen, daughter of musician Bruce Springsteen. Number 2, use influencers or brand ambassadors to promote your brand. Gucci goes from Hollywood to Harlem. Did you know Gucci was one of the earlier brands to use influencers? The influencers that they used were both intentional and unintentional. When the brand broke into the American market in 1953, they tapped into the highest grossing industry at that time. The era that we refer to as Old Hollywood proved to be the perfect catalyst to help Gucci gain popularity in these American streets. The company used paid endorsements and product placement to promote their products to the American consumer. Notable names that wore Gucci products were Elizabeth Taylor, Sammy Davis Jr., Francis Ford Coppola, and many, many more have been seen wearing Gucci both on and off screen. In the 1980s, the brand surprisingly popped up in a different demographic that birthed unexpected brand ambassadors and gave Gucci a new identity. Harlem, New York has always been an incubator of creativity, a purveyor of style, and would naturally be ahead of any curve, whether that was in film, music, art, and of course fashion. Daniel Day ran a 24-hour boutique in Harlem that carried his name, Dapper Dan's. Using a made-to-order model, Dapper Dan would buy luxury items to deconstruct and then redesign them to his particular vision. Gucci was one of the brands he often remixed. Dapper Dan created these looks without the brand's permission. And because of that, he faced a tremendous amount of lawsuits and frequent raids from the brands that he remixed. However, Dapper Dan goes on record to say that he was never actually raided by Gucci. Unfortunately, the fines got to the point where it was completely unmanageable and the boutique shut its doors in 1992. Dapper Dan then was forced to go underground. In 2017, things took a little bit of a turn. A look very similar to a jacket that Dapper Dan designed for Olympic track star Diane Dixon in the 80s showed up on the runway of Gucci's Cruise collection under creative director Alessandro Michele. This caused a social media outrage by those that knew of the design's origin and resulted in a collaboration between the 2 creators and a new Harlem atelier run by Daniel. Number 3, be able to pivot when the market shifts. The digital era of Gucci. By now, I'm sure all of you have heard of augmented reality, artificial intelligence, the metaverse, Web3, blockchain. Analysts predict that in the next 5 years, a large portion of the fashion industry's revenue will come from digital products. Gucci started in 2020 releasing existing designs as virtual wearables in video games like Sims 4 and Pokemon Go. They upped the ante in 2021 when they released Gucci Virtual 25, which was a digital trainer designed in collaboration with augmented reality platform Wana. People can try on the shoe using AR in the Gucci app, and the shoes can be worn in photographs for social media. I even took a stab at trying out some kicks myself. They look pretty cool, if I might say so. Most recently, it was announced that Gucci will release 10 Super Gucci NFT designs, each accompanied by handcrafted ceramic sculptures. They'll be available on February 1st on Superplastic via the Gucci Vault. Only 250 will be made. So although we can't predict what the future holds for digital fashion, one thing we can be rest assured is that brands like Gucci will not be left behind. I hope you enjoyed watching this video on 3 business practices that contributed to the success of Gucci. If so, please be sure to like and subscribe for more content on fashion brands and retail industry leaders. My name is Tara. I'm a retail strategist, a style enthusiast. Thank you for watching.